we're raising our kids in a really interesting time. In a society that relies so heavily on social media and digital sharing, we've created a culture of perceived perfection. The implicit message of that we're sending to our society and our kids is that making mistakes is not okay. So today, let's talk about changing our mindset and changing the language around making mistakes. The definition of resilience is how quickly one recovers after failure or challenge. So in my opinion, mistakes are awesome because they truly force us to become the very best version of ourselves. Without obstacle, there is no resilience. Without fear, there is no courage. So why are we painting mistake-making with such a negative brush? So when our children encounter challenge, remind them that it's normal and it's okay. Remind them to use positive self-talk because the way that we talk to ourselves truly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, doesn't? If we say, I can't do it, you're going to have a really hard time overcoming what you need to. But if your inside voice is telling you, you can do this, keep on trying, I can't do it yet, those things are much more positive and motivating. As parents, we also need to be really mindful about the language that we're using because our kids are always watching and listening. So take note of when you say things like, oh man, I really screwed up, or I can't parallel park, I'm not good at math. Those things imply that there's no room for growth or learning. So take a moment to remind yourself and your kids that things often take time and effort. Share the lessons that you've learned from the mistakes that you've made, and share the strategies that you use when times get tough. There's a researcher named Dr. Michael Unger who says that we create resilient people. And what he's saying is that resilience happens in a community when people feel supported. They're willing and able to take the risks that they need to overcome whatever challenge that we're facing. So when things get hard, take check of your own strengths, but also rely on the strengths of the people around you. Who can help you with that? Who can support you? You're not in this alone. Mistakes are fantastic learning opportunities. So when our children have made a mistake or experienced a failure, it's important that we encourage them to be reflective. We can ask them things like, what went well? What didn't go well? What could you do differently next time? And most importantly, what did you learn from that? Lastly, we need to remind our children that any time we try something new, learning takes time and effort. So be persistent. Don't give up. Use that word yet. As soon as we add yet to the end of a sentence, it entirely changes the context. I can't ride my bike, or I can't ride my bike yet. I need to keep going and practice more. When we've experienced a failure, we need to take a moment and assess the size of the problem. Very few mistakes that we make are monumental and life-changing. Most of them are small, and all failures show us exactly what we need to do to improve. So in that way, I think making mistakes is awesome. And I also believe that all failures serve a purpose. We need to just be observant and open to the lessons that life is offering. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please share, please subscribe to our channel, and as always, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you would like to talk about and how I can support you in raising resilient children.